Cold hands.
Oh!
All right. Hey everyone, welcome to Marketing in Minutes, where in 20 minutes or less, we want to help you clarify your message, grow your brand, or move your business forward one smart decision at a time.
That's right.
Speaking of brand, I'd like to talk about brand today.
Great.
Okay. As you're well aware, when you start out your business, there's not unlimited resources for building a brand. But we think it is important to have a good brand and to not fall maybe victim to looking like you don't know what you're doing. As you approach your brand, how do you make it look maybe more established or like you know what you're doing and you can solve the problem that your customers might have? What are some simple ways to do that?
Yeah, I would say that most people actually start a business because they're good at something.
Right.
They have heard enough of their friends, they've heard enough of their family say, hey, you really did a good job at that. You should do that professionally. Or, hey, thanks for doing that for me. My friend is interested in you doing that. Could you do that for them? Are you hireable?
Yeah.
You know, it's a normal thing of kind of how we jump into these things. And so that means that you're good at something. It means that you have some level of mastery.
Yeah.
One of the main issues, though, is early on, how do you communicate that mastery when A, you don't have budget, and B, you don't really have track record yet. And so how do you look like you are good at what you do or established at what you do before you've maybe actually established? And man, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but understanding what it is that you do and how that thing you do meets and solves a pain point that someone exists or that exists for somebody and that they feel every single day. If you can figure out what that language is early, as you're communicating your brand, kind of as you're speaking your brand, you will sound like you know what you're doing because you know why people are coming to you. Because you understand the internal problem is where people are purchasing from rather than the external problem. And then your brand also has a visual. And I would say that sometimes a mistake that people make is because money is tight, when it comes to their website, that they either, well, often people will try to do it themselves, which I'm actually a fan of. Like I am A-okay with people doing their own website at the beginning because you're not gonna have tons of traction and maybe use some of the money that comes from your new business to help you advance the business. I'm okay with some of that. But they try to do way too much. They jump into one of these tools like Wix or Squarespace or something, which I am a fan of all of those, but just do less in it. Give me a landing page with a really strong call to action and a great photo that says, this is our first, I mean, maybe don't say this exact thing, but some version of like just getting going, this is what we do, you should call me. If I'm jumping on a website like that and I probably know because my friend told me that you're new anyway. I probably already know some of that. But if you really clearly communicate the main thing as the main thing, and you let some of the other things get communicated in person, I think that's okay. How do I capture some leads here? How do I make the phone ring a little bit? And then I'll tell you what our pricing is and all of that stuff. So I would say early on, if you really have no budget, and you jump into a free platform or a inexpensive platform, just do less of it because you'll highlight your flaws in a less kind of way. You'll.
Yeah. Would you say then communicating clearly about the problem you solve is actually more important than a really good logo
100%.
and website?
Yeah, 100%. Also, even like when it comes to a logo, I mean, we love branding, we love logos, all of that is really important. And I mean, as consumers, we know good logos, right? Like, man, that logo is tight and sharp, it's beautiful, it accurately communicates what it is that this business does. Sometimes those logos can be costly to make and that kind of full branding package, it's not inexpensive. But a really simple logo, maybe that doesn't have a bunch of swirls and again, don't do too much with it. Your name in a nice little font could be a really great place to start if money is tight, so that you can focus really hard on just the incredible customer service that you'll bring to the table with your great product.
Awesome. Is there a line between confidence and pretending?
Say a little bit more.
is there a line between like I'm actually confident what I'm doing, but I'm still learning, and I'm pretending and I'm just
like fake it till you make it?
fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I think everybody is doing some kind of fake it till you make it, right? We all have self-downs. We all have an awareness that there are people that are better than me at this thing.
Yeah.
You know, in every industry, everywhere, there is somebody probably who is a little bit smarter than you at that thing. And so if we really understand our industry and we understand what we do, we maybe understand some of that. But the thing that no one else can bring to the table is you. You bring your perspective, you bring your energy, and you bring your customer service and your attention to detail. This combination of you is actually what you bring to the table. And so I would say, you know, there is some element of fake it till you make it, but also just the confidence to know that what I bring to the table today is me, and I'm going to do the very best version of me. That thing is very, very attractive to people. And I think there's kind of an honesty to that if you can do that thing well, people will resonate with that.
After you begin to, hopefully after a few years, if you are actually good at this, you're passionate, you still really, really like it, you are consistently meeting the needs of your customers, and you do have some extra resources to put into your branding. What are some things that they should start to do and think about that can move them from, I'm a company that just started yesterday, to, I might be a couple years old, but I feel actually like I'm 10 years old?
Yeah. You know, I would say it kind of depends on the business and how much triaging of like past marketing issues kind of need to be addressed. But at some point, and again, the earlier the better for this stuff. You know, I want to be conscientious that not everybody has the ability to jump in with really good, robust branding and marketing and video and all that stuff. That doesn't mean that you can't or shouldn't start your business. If you meet a need well and your product or service does a good job at that, you should start. Like I think doing that thing well is the hardest. It's actually the hardest piece. But depending on how you've kind of shown up with some branding and marketing would maybe determine how I say that. But eventually, having a really good, clear logo is really important. It's one of the very first things that people see when they're making determinations about you. So as your business is growing and you're getting past that first sphere, or that first kind of like concentric circle of your friends and family, the next circle is going to need more of that. They're going to need more professionalism. But there's a lot of revenue. You could make a lot of money just selling a good product to your family and friends and their recommendations or their referrals. But then people are going to need a really good, strong logo and brand. And then speaking of things that people see first is a website. Again, when this gets beyond that first circle, people are going to go and check out your website quickly. And so if you really want to compete at a bigger or broader scale, I would say really having a beautiful and concise website with good, strong calls to action is super, super important. Awesome. And you should maybe focus there. And then those are kind of like the building blocks. And if you have those things built, then what you should be thinking about is, what are good like marketing kinds of things that I could be doing? Great video, great social campaign, maybe some billboard or print pieces, all of those kind of like outbound kinds of things. But you really shouldn't do those things until you have some of like the really core things built.
Yeah, awesome. Great. One of our favorite things to do at Switchboard is building brands, thinking about how your business communicates, thinking about how it feels, how your customers feel about you. If you ever need help with those types of things, we'd love to chat.
Yeah, and just remember, a brand isn't just what you see. It's not just your logo. A brand is really how you show up, how your business shows up. And there's so much to think about more than just like, what's the logo, what are the colors? It's really much bigger than that. And that's some of our favorite stuff.
Awesome. See you next episode.
Thanks, everybody.